All right, Phase Rain. It's an interesting name. We've played with him before. I think we have to go for this. It's not great, especially with this marksman, but it's not horrible. I mean, we should be grateful that we can get this Fire Badger specialist at all. Fang Tarantula with quick supply. Okay, it's not too scary. I don't think we go for the round one Fire Badger in this situation. Um, but do we go for hounds here? So, we can take care of the fangs. We need some, I mean, do we just go for chaff just so we have chaff? Maybe we just go for chaff here, right? There's nothing wrong with some chaff. We'll leave some spot for the fire badger. It's gonna be like here. So we'll just put this guy here. The fire badger will just be like this. Right? He does have AA on the tarantula. I guess that's his that's gonna be his insurance policy against the air armada that's coming. At least we get one tarantula. It's a lot of damage though. It's not ideal. All right. Time for the Phantom Rays, I guess. Now we're going Phantom Rays instead of Phoenixes because the Phantom Rays can clear the chaff a little bit better. There's likely a lot of chaff, plus it's our front line. He's going for crawlers. It doesn't look like he's going for anything air related. And improved Scorpion is just crazy. Does he not know that we play Phantom Rays? We're never going to go into more sledges, but the improved Scorpion could be amazing against our Fire Badger. But the Fire Badger is only there to just set the fire. It doesn't need to stick around. Unless he's going to go for the Hound Extinguisher. Then you want the Fire Badgers to stick around. So I'm just guessing that he doesn't know what we're about to do, despite us going with our true name, not hiding our identity. And it looks like it's gonna be enough here. The fangs here. I don't think, I mean, unless we take this guy out during the debuff, we might be able to here. Nope. Close. And I think we take out his tarantula, maybe? No, we're gonna have to fly over there and then we're just gonna get destroyed by the fangs. That's not good. The fangs actually don't level up, surprisingly. Improve War Factory is good. I think we just pick the card though, or yeah, let's just save the card. It's always gonna be good. And do we just go for the oil first? Maybe. We'll go for another Phantom Ray. Maybe we just go for the oil first, right? There's nothing wrong with going oil. But the oil doesn't cover that much. The Phantom Rays actually cover more than the oil. So we could just go for defense or temp range. Or just save the money because or just get out of these guys. Yeah, but the sledgehammers, you want the sledges. You don't want these guys, but you want the sledges. Do we start selling out of the marksman? I don't know. Let's just go for armor. So many questions. Okay, very nice shield. Good thing we didn't go for the fuel. Hopefully we can get an ignition here. It's very annoying. There we go. And good thing we have the back line of marksmen that can potentially take care of the phoenixes. Yeah, good thing we didn't sell out of these guys. I think sometimes we don't understand how much marksmen are actually doing. They're actually doing a lot. I think the Typhoon's pretty good here. The Storms are good in theory, but Typhoons will be quite good in case he goes for something like boats. There's a good chance he's going to go boats. I think last time we played him, he might have went boats. Could probably want to go range on this and some phoenixes. Could be, I mean, we could upgrade this, but maybe we want to upgrade these guys. Right? Maybe we want to upgrade those guys. And we'll just put the one phoenix for one phoenix kind of thing. Like, he's got one phoenix here, we'll go one phoenix here. Positioning isn't the greatest if he goes for the... What is this? The rhino? Okay. Good thing we put the phoenixes there. We do not want all the fire badgers to lock on here. It looks like this was... Yeah, we took care of those rhinos like they were nothing. Maybe he wasn't expecting us to go for Phoenix. And the level 2 marksman is really actually the MVP here. The Typhoons are completely useless. But it might be good to keep him around just to discourage him from going into the Wasp, because that's the one thing we're worried about is the Wasp. Additional deploy, I think it's a little bit... I think it's almost GG time. I don't think we want to go for that. This is pretty good. The underground threat might distract him for a little bit, but really how long? Still might be good. I don't know. The additional deploy, I think, is interesting, but there's 2 more rounds left if we play our cards correctly, right? Let's go for more, I guess, tempo. We could go for an oil now. And I think we want more phoenixes. The phoenixes are just too good. Okay, that's the extinguisher dog. That's what we were worried about, and this oil is going to be completely useless. It actually doesn't sell the rhino. That's almost disrespectful. Like, why do you keep the rhino? I mean, I'm joking there, but you know what I mean? Like, the rhino is just like, it doesn't do anything. It's like when you like put something in the flank that completely counters them, and then you just like I mean, you get completely countered and you don't sell it. It's just weird. Okay, so now it's time for the improved factory finisher. Maybe he's gonna predict with the melter. In that case, maybe we go for the sandworm instead. Right, the sandworm is the sandworm good into everything? Kind of. Let's just go sandworm here. Because he gets the melter drop. We don't want to accidentally go into a melter here. Right, that's the last thing we want. The crawler, the distractions for the phoenixes can be quite good if we have the money. I think it's time to start borrowing. Go for temp range. Definitely upgrade the phoenix. Not sure if we want to upgrade this though. Might be good to just missile some of these things. Like, this probably doesn't have the money to shield. Could be quite good to missile this. Like a missile here, a missile here, just so we get his extinguisher dogs. But it might be better to missile here and here. I don't know. Like a missile here could be good, and a missile here can be good even. He actually doesn't go for the melter. That's absolutely crazy. We have the improved factory card. So we're both thinking the same thing, Mecdiv. We're losing the chaff battle here, but somehow we still have fire remaining. And we get that last fire down before the fire badger breathes its last breath. It ignites the oil, which is huge. And I think that's going to be game. Wait a second. Are we going to be forced to play a improved factory around here? Okay, that's fine. Let's play improved factory now. Underground threats probably continuously. It's probably going to be good. You can even put it in front of the factory, but it's probably pretty good here. So we want the factory here, right? We could put it here and just try to beacon it in, but it might just be better as a tank factory. If you want a tank factory, I mean, it's still good here, but it could also be good here. There's so many places where it can be good. Do we have the money for this? I don't think so. We don't even have money for a level 2 tank factory, unless we sell out the sandworm, which I'm not sure we want to, but we could, actually. Like, it didn't do that much. And we cannot click, still cannot click the button there. So I think we just build more sandworms here. Maybe click armor next. And let's just keep reinforcing our units. Maybe click charge shot. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe upgrade these guys. Maybe upgrade these guys. Think that still want to keep missiling things like this. And even this. There's no point in missiling this, right? Just get another sandworm. Maybe another phoenix. We didn't even go for temp range here, which is not good. He has range and charge shot. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we need to be careful if we go for the factory. I guess that's why he's not scared of the factory here, but I think we have enough to win. Unless we just get messed up with this, with a few stupid chaff here. Okay. Well, I want to go for the improved factory. I actually want this game to go on a little bit longer, but I know that we could theoretically throw the game pretty easily here. It's almost 50-50 at this point. So the wasp is it's gonna be good for everyone. I think we want to go for wasps now. Like the wasp is pretty strong. Like we just go for like A spec stuff like that. So we'll continue to upgrade. Sandworms are doing very little. But I don't think we sell. Probably want to go like anti-air units here. It's very tricky what we want to do here. I think we want to commit into the wasp though. I think we want at least a technology on the phoenix. Maybe range. Let's just go A spec and let's just go range here. Go for temp range. Maybe we get a level on the tower. Missile here for sure. Maybe missile here too. Do we ever go for speed? Might be good for the sandworms, but the sandworms die a little too quick, but I think maybe it's fine. Okay. Get the missiles. Nice predictions. He's got shield, not AA spec. Okay, so we should be dominating like the air war here. Curious why you went shield, because shield doesn't go that well. Doesn't go that well into the Typhoon. If anything, he wants to go for AA spec in range, and I'm surprised that he didn't go for it because that could counter some of the army. But then we do have the sandworms, but he's got 1, 2 sandworms, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe we tank a little bit longer. It's hard to say, but his phoenixes kind of kill the sandworms like way quicker. I'd like to see what could have happened had we changed some things there. All right, let's look at that from our opponent's perspective. I think the Wasp was correct, but he needed to commit a little bit more into the Wasp. So I would recommend like both these techs. Yeah, it's a lot of commitment, but I feel like it's gonna pay off because you know you want to win the air battle. This, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think I sell out of this, but I sell out of maybe the tarantula, right? Because the tarantula's not doing anything. We can go for we can go for a few more of these. And now we just have the air domination Wasp play, and this would be devastating for us. Okay, we can even go for another one. But I think we go for range instead and just go for the, we go for the distraction crawler here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this just goes into the tower. I'm not sure. Maybe the rhino could have been sold actually instead. Guess we don't really have that much chaff. We have 1 pack of chaff here, 1 pack of chaff here. I mean, what really do we need the tarantula for? It's not doing anything. So it looks like our air, I mean, we definitely can kill all his wasps and the phantom rays. Right. The only thing is, what about the sandworm, right? So the sandworm looks like it's dead because our phoenixes are just, with the charge shot, they can kill anything. This is interesting. So we're tracking him back, but it's just a tiny little larva. It's a little baby. Okay, but that still slows us down a little bit. Like maybe that's, yeah. That little larva messed us up hardcore. I feel like if it weren't for the larva, like we probably would have been able to, win there. So why don't we sell out of something more significant, because surely this isn't doing much either. And why don't we just go more all in into these wasps? Okay, so we actually don't have money to go for the full technology. We might have to leave it at this. Okay. Our wasps can actually even be a little bit further in because we don't really need these wasps to be all the way back. Like the wasps can be really I mean, I don't know if this is okay. I mean, the thing is, do we have anything in the front? Are they just going in? But what can attack the wasp? It's the phoenix and the phantom ray, right? We can kill the phantom rays in a heartbeat. We can kill his wasp in a heartbeat. The only thing really that can hit us is the marksman, and we don't care about that, and the phoenix. But it's almost good if we tank if like if we actually tank the phoenixes like that. So I wonder if like we can create like a crazy distraction here. They think he'll get one shot. Yeah. So the only downside is we don't want the wasp to be killing the worms, and that's one reason why we don't want to put it forward. Is there a little larva again? Okay. There's still enough here to pretty much be able to take care of everything, I think. Yeah, so something along those lines. Maybe the wasps are better a little bit further back. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I think that's probably the best play, you know, given the drop. Um you don't want to go for the Raiden because the Raiden's not going to go well. I mean, the Raiden goes well into the sandworms. It's just that if there's enemy wasps, then the Raidens all of a sudden are useless. And there's nothing. I mean, you could say your fangs could clear chaff, but I don't know. Like the Raidens can get messed up hard. I think we could just try the Raiden because there is a chance. Like with chain, like the Raidens can do quite a lot if you put a lot of text into them. But do you really need a level 3 Raiden? So we can go for, I mean, chain, but you probably want more than just one Raiden, right? You want like minimum, like multiple Raidens. You probably want this. So I guess we could sell out of this guy again. Okay, that's not bad. Sell out of this guy. We can put the item here. Get another Raiden. So is the positioning of the Raiden fine? What's the speed of the Raiden? 10 versus 16, so I think it should be fine. Maybe just put it like one square more back. Wish we could go for another tech, but we don't have the money for that. Could just keep leveling up like some of these guys. So the chain's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna kill like half a pack of wasps in one shot. There is 4 packs of wasps though, so it's a lot, but the main beauty of this is that it kills the larva in like one shot. AE spec is a little bit scary. Like we're kind of getting worked here. Now there's not that much left, and the problem with the Raiden is that when there's nothing left, the Raidens get killed by the Phoenix real bad. So that doesn't work. All right, let's take a look at the factory because we always were thinking about going for the factory, but we just couldn't pull the trigger there. So for that last round, I think we could actually go for a factory then and there. I don't think it's super risky because, I mean, is he really going to go for a Raiden with ionization? Blind? I'm pretty ashamed that we didn't go for the factory. Like we should really live up to our factory kind of you know, we owe everything to the factory now. The factory is okay. The only problem is this Phoenix. So we need this. And I wonder if you want to just like put it here. I mean, it just tanks less, but you know, the question is, can it really tank everything? Right? Can it really tank everything? You put it in the middle, you're asking for a lot of trouble. Maybe it's just better here, away from this level 3 Phoenix. These guys are potentially level 3, but they're not quite level 3. Okay, they are level 3 now, but this one's level 4. So we are attracting quite a lot of phoenixes into this, and this is gonna suffer. Maybe it doesn't need to be so far forward, right? Like it cannot tank that many phoenixes with charge shot. The charge shot is super OP. And we might just lose everything here. Let's not even look here. Just not good. Alright, so the improved factory at that position wasn't good. Maybe it needs to be in the corner. Because when we have when we can't tank the whole board, when we can only tank a single area, then we either have to put it a little bit further behind, so it kind of becomes like a damage factory, like let the worms go in front, right? That could be a really good idea. Just not sure. I don't want to put it this far back though. So I wonder if it's good here, right? We will get like one phoenix locking on. We will but it, it still kind of comes in slightly, after it's not on the line. It will tank this one level 4 charge phoenix, which is going to be enough. I think you don't want it to tank too much more. We'll tank this wasp, hopefully. We're kind of losing this side, though. Yeah, so I think we lose there. I mean, the problem is now the wasps are just going to take over. We don't have anything that can deal with the wasp. Really, I mean, the typhoon, but, it doesn't have aerial spec. So that's why I think I didn't go for that move. The wasp really is our only option, I think. So it was good that it was good that we picked that option, really. I thought that we were in a much better spot. Okay, so we'll go back maybe another round and see if we could have went for the improved factory a little bit earlier. I think though with these phoenixes, you don't want to go for an improved factory. So here we actually lost a little bit of HP. And I was thinking about the improved factory. We skipped this. So why don't we continue to skip it, and let's just continue to think about this improved factory. Is there any way we can get to it? We would have to sell out of this sandworm, which I don't know. Is that good? Is that bad? Probably bad. And we don't have armor, but these guys are level 2. This guy's level 3, this guy's level 2. So, I mean, can we just tank? But there's no... The problem is there's no armor, right? You need armor, for sure. So it's just going to be a normal War Factory level 1 with armor. And maybe with a beacon. Okay, I don't think this is gonna work. Maybe we just put down some chaff, so the phoenix doesn't like instantly target it. Maybe maybe we put it here, so the phoenix will target that first. Maybe that's a good idea. And let's see. I don't know. Just go for attack. So he goes for charge shot because he sees the worms. The charge shot is the answer to the sandworm. So we got to keep that in mind in the future. If we ever want to go factory and we go sandworm first, we might actually be prompting a charge shot, which is not what we want. It's scary. It's not as scary as a melter, but it's up there. It's pretty bad. I mean, you could see here a single level 3 Phoenix is pretty much going to be able to kill this. But did it tank enough? Nope, it did not tank enough. We still lose. And I think that's the problem. Like we never had the money to go for the level 2. Now, you could say, hey, well, why don't we just go for a level 2 one without the armor? Is that ever a good idea? Well, I don't know. Like, we do this. We kind of need this guy to like lock on a little bit later, so this guy might have to come in a little bit earlier. We have no beacon. We can go for speed. Maybe we just put this guy here, and then just put this here. I don't even think you want speed, but okay. So the backline war factory, or semi-frontline war factory, seems to be pretty good. Hasn't taken a single amount of damage, yet it's doing insane amounts of damage to the front line, to the ground army. I think we actually win with this. So it's not a frontline one, just because you're so scared of the Phoenixes. 1300. Yeah, he was only at 100, so that could have worked. Okay. So actually a backline one, and the main reason you want the backline is because of the sandworm. You're just mainly killing the sandworm, killing some chaff. It's just chaff clear and sandworm clear, right? It's not doing anything else. So in that case, you might as well just go for like phoenixes. You know, we might as well just go for phoenixes. What did we end up doing here? We ended up going for more sandworms, which was a mistake. That's why we lost the round. It should have been obvious that the opponent was going to try to counter the sandworm. You never keep going for the same thing you did the last turn, because the opponent is always going to respond to what you were doing the last turn. Right, so in this case, you know, if we were worried about his, you know, we just do the same thing. If we're worried about his sandworms and doing damage, then, you know, that's what we do. We could put something here just to kind of bog him down a little bit. Like maybe even something here to bog him down, bog down his sandworm a bit. That could be a good option. Go for temp range. And you know, we could sell out of something like this, but let's not sell out of anything right now. Let's just try to play it standard, I guess. And maybe speed. So our problem is still the chaff clear. Once the chaff clear is done, our phoenixes will also one-shot most units for the most part. Now the damage on our phoenixes, let's just take a look. Okay. So for sure, you could see here, the reason why it's so high is because of the sandworm. Here you don't really have a sandworm. Here it kind of got stuck on chaff. So, you know, here I think, I don't know what this was from. Maybe this was from the Rhino, which is 44k. So pretty much the main units, you could say the tarantula. I mean, this guy probably dealt with the tarantula, but the tarantula probably isn't really significant. It's mainly this single sandworm. And, you know, these phoenixes at 15k each, they do 30k. 30k per volley, or 32. You know, added together, they do 60k per volley. So it two shots pretty much the sandworm, whereas before you would need 4, like 5, 6, 7, you know, you would need, well, 2 shots, you need 5 shots. You need maybe 5.5. So, you know, 2 shots is 7 seconds. 5.5 is like, you know, it's you're going from 7 seconds to like almost 20, like you know, maybe 18 or something. So that is a significant difference. Like you can't be sitting around 18 seconds, you know, shooting at this thing. This thing is going underground, coming up again. So you do need the charge shot for the sandworm. Even though I was kind of underestimating this. I thought, okay, it was just level 2 sandworm. It's not a big deal. But the opponent certainly didn't, and that's why our sandworm technique didn't work into his phoenixes. And that's also why the factory has a hard time working because he's going charge shot. Right? So we can look at one more round like earlier and just see if we could have went for a faster factory. I think we were doing really good, so there's no need to go for the factory. Like here, okay, so let's say here. Could we have one for the factory to finish it? Now we did 500 with the sandworm. I don't think it was bad. I think it was good. I was really worried about this. 450k. So I was worried he was gonna blind counter the factory with a melter, and I didn't want to throw the game. We have the improved factory card, so it's quite obvious that we might go for a factory. We cannot sell anything. We can only go for a level 2 naked factory. Not sure how good that is. It might be fine. And where would you put it? You'd probably put it here. You could also put it here. No, here is probably fine too. But you really wish you had an extra 50 for the armor. The armor is going to be a huge, huge deal. So I guess in this case, you're just hoping for the best here. Yeah, you ideally, if you had a level 2 factory, this would survive everything. Even if it was like a level, it was a non-improved factory, I think it would still be pretty good. But I think it's actually done enough there. So we did like 500 damage. Now we're doing like 1,000. So we would have ended the game. And that's probably what we should have done. But then, you know, if he just puts like a melter here, then we're kind of screwed. He gets the melter for free. But I guess it's kind of like... The thing is, the melter's bad into Mechabellum Sandworm. And that was one of the options. So, I don't know. I don't know if you actually go for that. Like, it seemed a little bit too risky, but it's one of those things where, you know, if you make the right decision, you can win the game. If you don't, then you could lose. So we're just lucky that like things worked out, but in a different scenario, that could have ended up pretty badly for us. So let's see, we put it like in a corner and we try to go for the tower snipe. That could also be a possibility. So let's try this conclusion factory here. Right, you can go for chaff. You probably want something here to distract this phoenix. And you probably want some missiles, but we also know that he's going for the shields, but you know, a missile here. Probably a missile here is what I normally would do. Maybe even put a missile here. Yeah, this... I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in this beacon here. It's not causing it to move, but... Yeah, this didn't go so well here. Still might win, just because the tank, it's very tanky, but it's very bad to get stuck in your own oil. And now we have nothing left. Yeah, so let's see. Is there anything else here that we need to go over? This... I just don't understand how we got stuck in our own oil and we didn't move. Like, and is armor really what we need? Like, we need chaff clear. We need, we need launcher overload probably is the #1 tech to go for. We can afford one technology. Range could also be good, but we saw before we were just having a lot of problem with the chaff clear. Is there a scenario where we could just move in like this? Yeah, because there's never going to be anything here. We're going to get pushed out here, and we can go for launcher overload. Crawler here is still really good. Maybe we can even get the rhino to come to it. We'll go for the missiles again. Okay, so this replay is bugged. All right, let's forget about the missiles. Okay, so it stops because the worm's there, I guess. In this specific situation, obviously it's great because the war factory goes into the worm, but I think we're borderline cheating by this positioning. This would probably be the most best case scenario. What if we just tried on this other side where we know we don't have the worm there? Obviously doing 2700 is best case scenario. I just want to show an example of the conclusion factory here, like working as you would intend, even with level 1. I think the correct tech is actually the launch overload. You're not necessarily trying to get it to tank, you're just trying to get it to the tower. Okay. We're almost losing this tower, but we get the tower. And I think we're able to just clean up here. Tower is really close to dying. Wasn't expecting that. It should still be enough though. All right, so that's a bit more representative of what you would do here. I think you don't need the armor. Surprisingly, you don't need level 2. And if you had a level 2 and you had the money for armor, then maybe just put it here, because then it just tanks everything. And then your army could just go in. You don't even care about getting the tower. But I think when you're limited with money, then this is probably like your only play here, right? I mean, I think the beacon could have been better. Like this stuff was coming in. I mean, you could have probably put it here, so it just kind of went up more here. Instead, we put it here. I think the beacon really is very, very important to get correct, because it can easily mean the difference between losing and winning, because you know, if your unit doesn't go up like, you know, a certain, you know, amount of distance, you know, you can easily lose from that. If it doesn't move like it should move, you could do something here to try to get his chaff to go here, but it's not going to work too long. It's better to just put it here, because the only thing going forward is the Phoenix. The Phoenix will take all day to try to kill that, and just go. Let's say we'll go for the attack, or you know, you'll go for a shield here usually, right? Because that's pretty smart in case he puts a random missile. So now there shouldn't be anything in here. Once we kill this, there shouldn't be anything in this beacon. Okay, except for this chaff. The chaff is still coming through here. And now the oil is really, really annoying. So we might have screwed ourselves with this random, like, oiling ourselves. Let's see how this plays out. I don't think we have enough AA, and now we lose. So you could see it's so actually tricky to play this corner factory when you have the oil, because it was just a little bit different on the beacon. You could argue that, okay, you put the crawler here, but then if this stuff kills the crawler, then it'll just go from here. It just still, you know, the chaff will still beeline. I think the best option is actually, you know, maybe having a little further back, but then, you know, it's, you know, what are you really trying to tank? If you want to have a little bit further back, you should probably be like further back here, because then you're tanking. I mean, what is his DPS is only, he doesn't have any DPS besides the sandworm. The tarantulas don't do any damage, really. They're just chaff clear. The rhinos, well, the rhinos aren't really doing anything. So all he has is chaff and the phoenix. So in this case, you know, you're just trying to get to the tower so you can, you know, you can kill, I guess, the random sandworm, and then, you know, just go for the phoenix. But like, if you want to tank his phoenix, it's got to be like, you know, it's got to be like more like here. So because it doesn't, you know, you're always going to get stuck in the chaff. So I think this was the first thing we tried here, was just the level 1 or a level 2, and it just quite didn't quite tank enough. I think we still won though. So you just go for the crazy tank factory, and you know, maybe it doesn't need to be like so far forward. It can be like this, right? Everything will still tank it. I mean, everything will still tank. It's just that, you know, it doesn't get shot at right away. So you have a few seconds of immunity, I guess. This is doing a lot. It's tanking. It's, you know, it's not really killing anything because of the chaff, but once the chaff dies, then it kind of kills more of the medium units. And now there's nothing left on the ground anymore. So I think now in conclusion, don't go for the conclusion factory here. Like, cause yeah, like it's just too hard to play. You know, you mess up the beacon a little bit, you know, you oil yourself, you just throw the game. Whereas you just throw down a stupid factory with no beacon, like no nothing, you just put it here. Maybe not all the way on the line, just a little bit further back. Then it's gonna just kind of tank everything. The beacon here was quite good for him, but if he didn't have a beacon, this would come here, everything would come here, and then you know you basically lose almost nothing, and he loses everything. So that's the best possible way, I think, now, to see this. And this is before the chart shot comes out. Once the chart shot comes out, I think that this is not going to work anymore, right? Because they're just way too powerful, the Phoenixes. All right, guys. That was a long one, but I think it was good to go over some more War Factory concepts.